she's got the best of both worlds. She can pull back and do what she wants to do for the next year or two while she's got a full-fledged political operation.
This election is still years away. Is this the right time to kind of be having this much frequency in terms of the attention on your persona? It's certainly not the way most PR experts would advise you to approach it.
The Diane Lane miniseries coming up, which, by the way, starts in 1998, which means it starts in the full flower of the Monica Lewinsky scandal.
I don't think it's going to help her at all. Quite frankly, networks are doing this. I mean, you can kiss a politician's butt only so far. At the end of the day, you got to get ratings and you got to make money.
Well, Hillary Clinton is the talk these days. It's a little early to be talking 2016 politics, but she's the talk because of a number of different reasons, not to mention the CNN and an NBC documentary and miniseries. You have the Huma Abedin and Anthony Weiner story. You have a number of stories, plus you look at the latest polls. As you look at polls of 2016, on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton at 55% in the average Real Clear Politics polls. We're back with the panel. What about this? Is all of this attention now a bad thing? Kirsten.
I don't think it makes any difference. I can't imagine that come the election, many, many years down the road, that anybody's going to be looking back at what's happening right now, especially talking about the scandal, you know, with her aide and her husband in New York City. I can't imagine that anybody will care about that when it comes time to cast a vote for president.
What about this dust up in New York, Steve, or the company run by Clinton's brother, Tony Rodham, is at the center of these allegations with this Homeland Security nominee, Alejandro Mayorkas, the #2 spot at DHS?
Well, there are interesting and outstanding questions on that particular scandal, and maybe it leads somewhere or maybe it doesn't. I tend to agree with Kirsten. I don't think a lot of this is going to happen right now. I mean, everybody's focused on Huma Abedin and what effect that might have on Hillary. I think, you know, agree with Kirsten, in 3 years nobody's going to be thinking about that. The bigger challenge I think she'll face as this moves forward gradually is she's going to have to answer for her time as Secretary of State. And if you look at the world today and you look at the policy initiatives that drove her tenure there, there's just not a lot to say on behalf of it or in favor of it. And I think that picture is likely to look worse in a year or two than it is to look better. When you look around and you look at Syria, you look at Iran and the potential for a nuke, you look at, you know, the many problems that we have not only in the region but globally, that's what she's going to have to run on.
Charles, you also have the nomination of former First Lady aide Evan Ryan to be Assistant Secretary of State, threatening to revive this talk about the Clinton finance scandal back in the 90s. California businessman Johnny Chung pleading guilty to federal charges of this $50,000 payment. This is involving Evan Ryan. This is what Chung said back in '99 to O'Reilly, really quickly.
Evan Ryan went out to the room and come back say, First Lady have a huge debt to the DNC on Christmas of '94. I don't remember exactly amount. Could be $80-some thousand. My light bulb goes on. I know what they mean by that. Then I said, I want you to know at that time I'm still new kid in town in Washington, D.C. I said I'd be very happy to donate $50,000.
On the spot, you said.
On the spot.
Okay, Ryan denied soliciting any donations. She was cleared by the committees. Here's what just a moment ago the State Department put out. Jen Psaki, 18 years ago, beginning a career of public service. Evan was working as a 23-year-old assistant answering phones in the White House. She was interviewed during a broad investigation, wasn't a target of any inquiry. 2 separate Republican-chaired committees determined she knew nothing about any wrongdoing. End of story. She's gone on to serve in high-level positions of public trust, and Secretary Kerry looks forward to having her at the State Department. Charles.
Look, in terms of Hillary, this is going to have no effect. This will be written off. The Clintons will say it and the press will say it. Old news, old history, 15 years old. Like all of the rest of the 90s, and the scandal will be old history. Why are you bringing it up again will be the mantra. Look, I think Democrats have decided that this is a coronation. I mean, she has a better chance of winning the nomination than George Alexander Louis has of becoming the King of England. It's something people are they have decided she is their one hope. And I don't think there's any, her position is unassailable. She has the opportunity to ignore all the hoopla, to make a lot of money in her speeches, and declare it any time she wants. In the meantime, nobody's going to enter the field.
That is it for the panel. But stay